Today I have a substantial news update for Dying Light 2 regarding the third major patch for the game. Techland announced on Twitter just a couple hours ago that the third major patch for Dying Light 2 was on the way, with a promise that it would be one of the biggest yet, and it does look to be that case. The developer didn't give an exact release date for the update, but it was said that it would be available on all platforms by the end of April, which means at most we're looking a couple of weeks, possibly even just a couple of days. Several fixes for both the single player and multiplayer portions of the game will be included alongside the new Game Plus mode, one of the biggest things that will be in the patch. But Techland didn't say if anything else would be included. Patch 3 will most likely be a fairly large file size to compete with Dying Light 2's previous updates. It's kind of insane to think about it, but its launch day patch actually featured more than 1,000 fixes. A couple hundred fixes short of what the game actually needed, because if you played it at launch, you knew the co-op was just completely broken and had several mission bugs, basically to the point of like Cyberpunk 2077, as many as any game has had at launch. It was pretty ridiculous. But in any case, Techland has also two major story expansions planned for the game, with lead game designer Timon Smikitaya, I'm probably saying that completely wrong, and I apologize, saying these will take place sideways to the main events instead of beyond the game's ending. So it's very interesting patch. Will this bring new players back to the game? Two major story expansions and new game plus. And by now, I would expect the game has been fixed. I've been off the game since a couple of weeks into the game because the co-op was still completely broken. I basically did everything in the game besides a couple of missions it wouldn't allow me to do because they were just completely bugged. But if they have fixed everything, this might bring some players back for a short time and maybe even longer than that. New game mode with two major story expansions. This will be a huge patch for the game. And that is the news update for Dying Light 2. I hope that helps.